Alright guys, this is it, the final battle of my Generation 6 Pokemon series. We are against Persue, Abort, and his team of Mamoswine, Swampert, Zoroark, Gogoat, Alakazam, and Talonflame. So I'm assuming that his Alakazam is going to be his Mega Evolution, since it's the only one on his team that can Mega Evolve, and that tends to be how people use Alakazam. I lead with Heatran, figuring it has a pretty good matchup for most of his team. And it definitely does there. So he brings in Swampert, takes the overheat pretty well. And I do not want to stay in against a Swampert, clearly. So I decide to switch into good old Dragonite. Don't have a Grass type or Grass type move even on my team. And he uses Stealth Rock, which is good because that keeps my multi-scale intact then. So I go for Outrage, don't quite defeat it, but come pretty darn close. And he uses Roar. He probably should use like Ice Punch there, but I guess he's expecting a Dragon Dance. And Roar it was, so that's fine by me. It saves Dragonite for later. And Clefable's not a bad Pokemon to bring in. I wish, seeing what he's going to do. And now he uses the Ice Punch, one turn too late. So sorry for the stuttering there, it's just the old recording. And I decide to Moonblast and finish off his Swampert. And there's the Wish, back to 100%, not too bad. Brings in Talonflame. Don't want to take a physical attack from Talonflame, so I switch in Heatran, hoping for a fire attack, and I get it, so that's pretty cool. And I decided at this point that even if he leaves in Talonflame, Overheat with the Flash Fire boost is going to do a lot of damage. Instead he brings in Mamoswine, I guess just to let it die and get a free switch in for something else, like Zoroark. But otherwise, why would you bring in Mamoswine against Heatran? I do survive a Zoroark Focus Blast, which is pretty cool. So I get to Overheat, and even at -2, it defeats it in one hit, thanks to Zoroark's really low defenses and the Flash Fire boost. Now he has Alakazam, and I know he's going to Mega Evolve and Trace my ability, so I can't leave in Heatran. Decide to save it for later, and I bring in Vaporeon instead. However, he does Trace Water Absorb, so I think what I'm really trying to do here is get the Wish off, so I can bring in one of my Pokemon that are hurt and restore their HP. Gogoat is a good counter to Vaporeon, so I don't want to keep in Vaporeon. I bring in Dragonite, knowing it'll take some damage on the switch. And it does, but thankfully it takes just enough that a Wish will heal it back to 100%, which means I once again have multi-scale, and right now things are looking really good. I use Outrage, there goes Gogoat, he brings in Talonflame. The downside here is I'm locked into Outrage and Talonflame is faster. I do leave it in and I get Will-O-Wisp, which is not great because it means Talonflame can survive the Outrage. And I don't get a third Outrage, I only got the 2, so I switch in Dragonite for a little bit later on. Bring in Heatran as some death fodder. Talonflame's attack obviously has no target, so it doesn't take any recoil, otherwise, excuse me, I probably would have fainted. I bring in Aegislash trying to reduce Talonflame's attack, but he, I guess, predicts the King Shield and then uses Roost instead. I probably still should have saved in, but I don't know if a Flare Blitz would have knocked out Aegislash or not. But anyway, he Will-O-Wisps, I avoid it. Wouldn't have been the end of the world though if Clefable was burned. But because I could avoid it, Clefable can actually counter this Talonflame pretty well. So he Brave Birds, and I think I go for Moonblast for some damage. But because I have Calm Mind and I have Moonblast, which has a small chance of lowering, I believe, their special defense. It's either special defense or special attack. I realized that this is actually a pretty good matchup for me. So I decide to stay in and just stall out this Talonflame, since I'm pretty sure I can defeat his Alakazam as well, especially if I'm calm-minded up. He uses Roost, getting his HP back up, as Talonflame tends to do. And uses Brave Bird, and gets a crit. So sooner or later, I was bound to get unlucky, and there it was. But that's not too bad, because I can bring in Vaporeon here. It would have been nice to switch in Vaporeon on an incoming Wish, because now he can just use Brave Bird again, and even though it does a lot of recoil damage, it does take out Vaporeon. So suddenly it's 3v2, and things aren't looking so clean anymore. Luckily, even with the burn, an Extreme Suit will take out that Talonflame, so I guess I was playing towards the win there, knew what was going to happen, and it worked out pretty well. He brings in Alakazam, which is going to trace my multi-scale, but luckily I can use Extreme Speed and break the multi-scale right there. He has Dazzling Gleam, which does take out Dragonite, not that it wouldn't have done the same thing with like Psychic, but now I have Aegislash, and Alakazam tends to have Focus Blast for Steel types, not like Hidden Power Fire or anything like that, so he really can't touch Aegislash, which means I can just go ahead and Shadow Ball, I used the King Shield there just to get max HP from leftovers, but the Shadow Ball takes out Alakazam, and that is it. The final battle of the series got to end on a high note, thankfully, and I hope you guys have enjoyed not only that match, but all these videos. Something I meant to post for a long time, finally got around to it. Definitely glad I did. So if you like that, be sure to subscribe. I probably won't be doing any competitive Pokemon battles in the near future. I expect I will at some point because I love Pokemon a lot, and watching competitive battling and watching these videos again and playing these Let's Plays has made me really excited about the franchise. So while I'm sure I'll play it again at some point, it won't be anytime soon. But in the meantime, I will be doing the rest of my Heart Gold Let's Play and Alpha Sapphire, and I'm sure many more Let's Plays after that. So if you guys enjoy watching Pokemon videos, then be sure to hit subscribe, and I hope to see you again very, very soon.